As a geologist, these lava flows have a certain fascination for me. Lava flows like this one pinch the river together, forcing all the water through a narrow channel, creating huge rapids. But the volcanic rocks are as sharp as knives, and our rafts are made of fabric. This was Muhammad's very first swim in the Nile. I kept a close eye on him. There's a fine line between an exciting rapid and a deadly one. The rafts are really heavy, so when the river gets too deadly to run, we send one raft through empty, and then we portage the rest of the gear.
One sure way to get a laugh in Ethiopia is to carry a rubber raft on your head.
The Ethiopian highlands were once carpeted in thick forest. But just in the past 30 years, the Amhara tribe have cut down 90% of the trees to make charcoal for cooking fuel. This has changed the entire watershed.
The Blue Nile carries lots of volcanic minerals that used to nourish my grandfather's fields in Egypt. I test for the salinity because the rising salt content of the Nile is destroying our farmland.
The river is accelerating, but the team won't really grasp the magnitude of this river's power until they set their eyes on one of the most magnificent sights in all of Africa, Tissisat Falls. Gordon's a bit of a cowboy. He's got his own style of doing things.
I told Pasquale I was going to run every inch of this river. Now he knows I'm serious.
Now it's time to see how Muhammad holds up under pressure. He's never been on a rope before.
Don't worry, okay? Good, you're doing really well, Muhammad. Keep moving.
I need to push Muhammad to get it over with fast. The less time he has to think about this, the better.
A little further, a little further, a little further, Muhammad. A little further, come on. A little further. Okay.
Saskia got tired of waiting for Muhammad to inch his way down, so I let her go ahead.
This isn't really fair. When I signed up for this trip, Pasquale asked me if I could swim. He never asked me if I could fly.
Mohammed didn't score a lot of style points, but he showed me some courage. I think our city boy is starting to toughen up.
I didn't come all this way just to collect water samples. I'm mainly here to experience the river, to gain some insights about it. But I'm also here to learn about myself. And I'm so surprised at what I can do.
These people, the Amhara, hike a long way down to the river to tend their crops. But otherwise, they shun the river as a dangerous place. They're kept away by bandits and malaria.
The most gung-ho team member is Michel Lullier from Chile. He's the team photographer.
I love Ethiopia. I admire the gentle dignity of the people. They enjoy what they have. I just hope my photos can capture their spirit.
No wonder Christianity survived here. The mountains kept invaders out. This is not exactly a gentle land.
I admire efficient predators, except when they're contemplating having me for lunch. The most dangerous croc in the world is the Nile crocodile. They swim 12 miles an hour and eat more people in Africa than all other animals combined.
So we were floating down the river, and up on the beach was this huge crocodile, maybe 14 feet, and he slid off the beach and was really aggressive and made a beeline straight for Gordon.
He started to arch out of the water, and he just kept coming at me. So I raised my paddle and I smacked him on the head. He dove under my boat. He hit my boat as he went down. For a second, I thought I was going to tip over.
And as the crocodile opened that big mouth, I just was afraid that the crocodile was going to grab hold of his arm and take Gordon and twist him under. If that would have happened to Gordon, he'd have been dead. And there was no way Gordon was going to go ahead and right himself again before the other crocodiles got to him.
At night, when we camp by the river, we keep an eye on the crocodiles before we go to sleep. I never had to do this in Cairo.
Take all the water you can hold in your hands and let it go. Just let it go.
Those aren't rocks, Saskia, those are hippos.
Take all the answers that you think you understand and let it go. Just let it go.
Pasquale warned us that one rogue hippo can easily capsize a raft. But that didn't keep us from getting a closer look.
That was the most beautiful thing, to see for the first time hippos. There were 8 around the boat with their ears like that.
Don't ever worry what you hear. The river always knows the way. We'll be forever drifting in between tomorrow and yesterday.
All along the journey, whenever we stop to buy vegetables, eggs, and meat from the local people, we get to see how they live. Ethiopia has over 100 distinct ethnic groups, many of them isolated from each other by the rugged terrain.
just let it go.
Over 200 million people depend on the Nile, and that population is projected to double in the next 25 years. Can the Nile support all these people? For over 1,000 years, whenever Ethiopia threatened to dam the Nile, the Egyptians took that threat seriously. If the river were diverted, Egypt would die. Who owns the water in the Nile?
I went off to explore a little side channel, and next thing I know, I was getting shot at. I ducked behind some rocks, trying to get any cover I could. Probably 5 shots came across the river. I thought, this could be it. You know, my only real hope is to get down the river.
I heard gunshots. In these remote canyons, local bandits called Shifta have robbed and killed at least 4 people on previous expeditions. Gordon had been gone for over an hour, and I couldn't see any sign of him.
I knew I couldn't stay there for very long. I had to paddle out and go downstream. I knew if I stopped, I'd be an easy target.
That night, I had a long argument with Gordon. I can't let him go off on his own like that.